Now in today's video, we're going to be running through my final FPL team selection, of course discussing my chip strategy and overall plans for the upcoming season. Now welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. Of course, if you do enjoy any of the content that you see on the channel, please make sure you are liking and subscribing as we're trying to hit 16,000 subscribers before the start of the new Premier League season, and it would be absolutely amazing if, of course, we could smash that goal. And if you want to get involved in the comment section as well, let me know any dilemmas you're having, let me know your teams as well, and I'll try and answer a few questions sporadically. Obviously I can't answer everybody's question, but we'll try and answer as many as we possibly can. Let's just dive straight in. Let's start off with the back line. And if you've watched quite a lot of my drafts this pre-season, you know that I'm looking at a big at the back template. This is the way that I'm going. I'm pretty much just going to be focusing on DEFCON contributions. I think it's honestly going to be the new meta. I think a lot more people are going to be playing 4 backs, maybe even 5 backs at some point this season. Let's start off then first with our goalkeeper pairing. Chelsea, of course, are fancied by the 11-5 model for clean sheets over the opening 6 game weeks. If you look a little bit further as well in terms of the betting data, also extremely fancied for their clean sheet numbers as well over that period. And I'm looking to delay my wildcard up until game week 13. So Sanchez feels like a pretty safe and comfortable pick. The only concern I do have is it looks like Levi Colwill has done his ACL, and whether or not that is actually going to impact those numbers over the next few days, of course, as we get close to the deadline. So I'm going to have to monitor that one. Dubravka is going to be the playing 4 million goalkeeper that we've all been praying for across the course of pre-season. Really opens up that bench boost, especially in game week 2 with Burnley taking on Sunderland as well. He's going to be, in my opinion, the most selected goalkeeper come game week 1 deadline. It's just going to happen with, of course, him being the 4 million playing goalkeeper. In terms of the defence, then we've gone Tarkowski, Anderson, Verge, Williams, and Gahey. All of these guys were absolute monsters last season for defensive contributions, and all of them play for pretty decent defences. Obviously, Liverpool, one of the standouts last year for XG conceded. Same with Nottingham Forest. Obviously, Fulham, they're actually pretty decent despite only 5 clean sheets. Everton have been just solid for years. Same with Crystal Palace as well. So all these teams have got high probabilities of clean sheets, or at least play for defences that I know are going to be very, very solid, and also have that ability to go and pick up those steady, consistent DEFCON points. Obviously, this graphic I've shown in a few videos already this pre-season. It is going to be from FPL Tom Hadley. Make sure you're going and following him over on Twitter. But yeah, he put this amazing graphic together, which basically shows which defenders hit 4 or more points the most, including DEFCON points. So as you can see from our team, we've got Nico Williams, who hit it 57% of his games, which is absolutely ridiculous. Tarkowski with 52%, Van Dijk with 49%, Gahey with 49%, and then we've got Anderson at 31%. Anderson actually missed a few games for Fulham as well, and obviously their low clean sheets definitely wouldn't have helped obviously him out in terms of this metric. So I think he'll be one that definitely shoots up a little bit this year, and I would be surprised if, of course, he does come in at that 4.5 million range again this season. Now, of course, if you want to go and check out defensive contribution numbers, the number 1 place to go and do that, of course, is going to be Fantasy Football Hub. At the moment, you can go and get your team rated for free by their AI tool. I got my team rated, and we'll see the rating it got at the end of today's video. But let me know what you managed to score in the comment section below. See if anybody can beat this extremely high rating I got for my team. I'm very interested to see what you guys, of course, have been picking up in terms of that as well. But like I said, link in the description to that one. Let's move on then. Let's head into our midfield for this side then. And pretty much it's going to be the same midfield I went for in the last video, which got absolutely slammed. But I think a lot more people are going to be kind of leaning towards this midfield, to be honest. It's just a very, very strong midfield. We've got 4 penalty takers in there. We've got 2 players that are going to absolutely cream up DEFCON points in Anderson and Bruno Fernandes as well. And arguably, we've got captaincy covered. We'll come on to talk about captaincy in a second. But let's first off start off with the defensive contributions, like I said. Look at this again. This is going to be another fantastic graphic from Tom Hadley. And as you can see here, 52% of the games Anderson picked up 4 or more points. And Bruno Fernandes, a staggering 55% of his games where he picked up 4 or more points. This is why a lot of people are, of course, leaning towards Bruno Fernandes right now. He's gone from me, a player that I wasn't really considering, to obviously taking a look and going, this guy takes penalties. this guy plays for a side that is definitely going to be better offensively this season, and also creams in the DEFCON points. So why would I not select him at that 9 million? I know his minutes are going to be secure. I know what to expect from Bruno Fernandes. So I think for me personally, finding that extra 0.5 is worth going him over Wirtz. And of course, we have that ability, if Wirtz does cook, to of course just drop Bruno Fernandes down to Wirtz after game week 3 when Liverpool take on Arsenal. So that's another reason that I really like Bruno Fernandes as an option, or of course any of the other 8.5s that potentially could cook within that price point. So those two, that's the reason they're in there. DEFCON merchants as well. People are obviously asking about why Elliot Anderson is so hyped up. It is of course the defensive contribution numbers, but also the fact that he managed to pick up 8 attacking returns last season and split corners with Elanga. Obviously Elanga has now departed the club, so you do imagine Elliot Anderson is going to see a lot more kind of contributions from corners if he is the main taker as well. Back to the team then. Obviously the other midfielders, Ilian Mendai, there are rumours that he might potentially be leaving Everton, so we're going to obviously keep a close eye on that one. I think my other replacements probably would be somebody like Sarr, probably from Crystal Palace. His numbers exceptionally good from last season, so I don't mind him as a potential option. But the reason I've gone for Salah, Palmer and Bruno, the main appeal for me, is captaincy. I always like to have the best captain, and there's only 1 week that I feel over the opening 8 I don't have the best captaincy option. Let me talk you through it, right? So again, we're on Fantasy Football Hub here. This is their points prediction tool. Like I said, if you want to go and check this out, link in the description. And all I like to do is pretty much just go through every single week and see which player is top for predicted points, and obviously focus on the fixtures. So game week 1, I think everybody's going for Salah, so I'm going to go for Salah, top of the predicted points as well. Heading into game week 2, this is of course where Saka actually leads the way. We don't have him as an option. There is a draft I have built that of course contains Saka, but we have options at this point. Of course we could just go for Mohamed Salah again, or we could go for Cole Palmer here against West Ham. We have that option available within our repertoire. Heading into 3, it actually has Salah here, but the reason that I like this one is of course we've got Palmer and Bruno Fernandes again coming in at that 6.9 projections. Of course other projections have different kind of points, but these ones here, Salah top if you wanted to go for him. Obviously Palmer and Bruno Fernandes as well there as decent captaincy options. So again, I feel we've got captaincy covered. Game week 4 is going to be Salah against Burnley. Triple captaincy opportunity there. Game week 5, Salah's got Everton. Watkins has got Sunderland. Obviously, we'll talk about him in a second. So, and then who's Palmer got? Palmer's got United. If United look really bad defensively, could also be an option. Game week 6 is the week, though, that, like I said, where I do feel like I would want Erling Haaland, and he would be the best captaincy option. So I think that week definitely opens itself up to, of course, activating that free hit chip. If we wanted to obviously look for triple City, that could be a play. I think Forest have Sunderland, so of course looking to get in maybe an attacker or double defence if Sunderland look really bad at the start of the season. But we could also just go without Haaland. Salah's got Palace, Palmer's got Brighton. They're not bad. Heading into game week 7 then. We have, it says Saka here. Obviously, we could have that opportunity to upgrade Bruno Fernandes to Saka if we did want to go down that route. But again, we've got that covered with Sunderland at home for Bruno Fernandes. And of course, Watkins with Burnley at home as well. And then the final week, it is going to be Mohamed Salah in game week 8. Haaland also there as a potential option. Palmer against Nottingham Forest. So this is one of the main reasons that I have selected the midfield that I have. It's purely down to the fact that I just believe we've got the best captaincy options over those opening 8 game weeks. We've got players that can pick up DEFCONs, and we've got 4 penalty takers. I absolutely love going for those in my side. It just feels like an absolute cheat code. Okay, let's complete the lineup then. We're going to go with Watkins, Thiago and Gui. All of these striker options I like at the moment. And I say at the moment for very, very good reasons. Of course, Watkins, I think, is just my favourite forward within the game. It looks like Solanke's not going to be ready for game week 1, so that pretty much rules him out. I don't really like any of the other 7.5 million options. Bowen at 8 is okay, but I'm just not a big fan of the West Ham fixtures overall, so that probably rules him out as an option. I would prefer to have Bruno Fernandes for that captaincy appeal ahead of going for somebody like Jared Bowen as well. So we're looking at the forwards, and I'm just not a big fan of anybody. And I think a lot of people need to have a deeper look at every single forward and go, Yeah, there's probably only realistically Watkins that feels like, a player that's doing well. We know his minutes are going to be secured. We know he's got good fixtures and we know that he can score goals in this league. He feels like the absolute just best forward to go for. Everybody else just doesn't really feel like good options, or they've all got limitations to potentially selecting them as an option come game week 1. For my other backup forwards then, we've got Thiago, who by all accounts looks like he's going to be the first choice striker at Brentford. I know they're in the market for Dango from Bournemouth, but I still think Thiago probably starts the opening few. They obviously spent big money. He was Tony's replacement, and obviously Dango's got that versatility to play out wide as well. And there are rumours that Kevin Schade actually picked up an injury over the course of pre-season, so looks like maybe he could be out, and maybe that Dango replacement is just going to be more used out wide, and Thiago is still going to be the main striker on penalties at 6 million. He's got a decent goal record if you look, of course, prior to joining Brentford. So it feels like it could be a decent option at 6 million. Gui, of course, has joined Sunderland. That opens up the opportunity to, of course, activate the bench boost in game week 2. Gahey would play against Forest. Gui would play against Burnley. Dubravka, of course, would play against Sunderland. And Thiago would have Aston Villa at home. I definitely feel that bench boost right there could very easily get 10 to 12 points, in my opinion, unless someone maybe goes off on a mega haul and we potentially could come away with even more points from it. But overall, I really, really like the team structure as it is right now. I think it gives me a lot of flexibility, a lot of areas to move. I think we've hit the new markets in terms of DEFCON and stuff like that. I think we've got the key players, we've got captaincy nailed down. And I feel very, very confident about how my side is looking. Like I alluded to earlier, I did put this team into the Fantasy Football Hub AI, and it managed to get me a ridiculous score. But of course, this is what it's going to look like when you load in your team. So I've just uploaded a screenshot. You click the Optimize Team button. It puts in the best players. Of course, changes your captaincy and stuff like that. And as we can see, we have hit a 97% team rating for the one that I've just shown you on screen right now, which is absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, if anybody can beat that in the comments section, let me know what you managed to score with your AI drafts. I'm very, very interested. Of course, any of the other Fantasy Football Hub features I have showcased in today's video, if you want to go and take full advantage of them, use the link in the description. It helps the channel out a little bit. Of course, helps you guys out as well. You do get yourself a discount that Fantasy Football Hub are, of course, running at the moment as well. And overall, it is just a win-win scenario. Of course, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you're liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I'll see you for the next one.